What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? So we back again for another episode review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. The last episode review of Love and Marriage Huntsville for Ashley. Okay. And I was looking at some of the comments, and somebody was like, maybe you need to. No, I don't need to do nothing. Okay. And I'm talking about, like I said, so maybe you need to rewatch. Let me tell you something. At this point in time, like I said, this is the last episode for Ashley, Periata. Y'all would have got it yesterday, but my sisters was over and my cousins, and we went to go do something for my sister because her 20th birthday is tomorrow. So we had a little dinner. We did a little whole day out and everything. Spent the whole day with them, and they just left earlier. So that was what was going on. So yeah, that's what's that. But all in all, this show did not need. And if I look puffy, baby, I was still in the bed. I said, let me go ahead and get up and review this right quick or whatever. But Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Reunion Part 3 didn't have to happen. And honestly, they could have. I wish we get to a point where, and I know it's about ratings, and I know it's about, getting more peoples and viewers to look and all that stuff or whatever. That's why they drag it out. But honestly, some of these reunions, it is okay to just have 2 parts or 1 part that is probably like supersized, meaning like extended an extra 15 or 30 minutes. Okay, so instead of it being an hour episode, it could be an hour and 30 minutes, which totals out to literally an hour. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the things that were said in these 3 parts were just redundant. And I really don't even feel like going that deep into it because that's how I've removed myself from it. Pause. Speaking of these shows, Love and Marriage Huntsville, it's over. Ashley's not coming back for it. Love and Marriage DC, I did say, did you guys want me to review it? I looked at the comments, and what it looks like is y'all do, but I also saw something that said no, but it looked like y'all said do. So I'm gonna try it again this episode. Well, in this review, this is all that I really care about. If y'all want me to review the rest of the season for Love and Marriage DC, put it down in the comments. Somebody said Love and Marriage Detroit, but I'm on the fence for real with Love and Marriage Detroit because, listen, they gonna have to do a lot of revamping for Love and Marriage Detroit because of the fact that it felt fake. It's for this first season, it really felt fake and disconnected and put on. So, they're going to have to change some things around for me to get back invested into it, which I really wasn't. And that's part of the reason why, if y'all seen that I haven't did the reunion, well, I'll talk about that in another video. I don't want that to put up in there. But anyway, so Love and Marriage, y'all put that down in the comments. Yes or no? Love and Marriage Huntsville, this part 3, the only thing that really mattered about here for real that I actually cared about was the Fletchers and, this whole situation with Stormi and her mama. I think we all agree that bitch is a bitch, okay? And again, I do not take pleasure. I do not take glee or anything in talking about people's parents, talking about especially their mothers, especially if that's the only parent that they have active in their house. You know what I'm saying? I do not take pleasure or glee into talking about them negatively. But there comes a time where you just got to disrespect a disrespectful ass person. And Stormi mama is disrespectful as hell. And somebody said, I read one of the comments, it was like, the way that I describe Betty is kind of like how Stormi acts. And I kind of see that a little bit with the attitude a little bit. But see, Stormi got a little bit more coof to her. She know when to turn it on, turn it off. Betty always got that shit on. And I can see now, I don't know what I said about it, the little situation that happened between the sisters, because I forget. What I said about when they got into it, I can see now, like, I'm on Lisa's side. I'm on Auntie Lisa's side because, Betty, you came on here, and Stormi, you allowed your mama to come on here and embarrass herself. Reality TV is not for everybody, all right? Hello, neighbors. One question in my building smells like gas and all. What? you're not supposed to. I would protect my mom. Okay, one thing about it, I would never let my mother get on reality TV or put her in front of the camera, especially if she doesn't want to, especially given how I know how some people are, whatever. I would never allow my mama to get up on reality TV, and especially one like this where the fans are really going to pick apart things and embarrass herself like this. I don't care if it's her true nature or whatever. Again, your mama is a fan and your mama put that on full display. Your mother was not needed. The issue that she has with Mel, it ain't even got nothing to do with her. Okay? Stormi is a grown woman. Stormi can talk for herself. Stormi can figure out the situation herself. She has an issue with Mel. Let her and Mel figure that out. You do not need to get up on here talking about this woman and talking about her life story and, oh, you still arguing with a man that you been divorced from for 3 years and all this stuff or whatever. Where's your husband? Okay, your husband okay with you coming on TV acting a fool like this? Like, come on. It's just really ridiculous. It was just really put on. She's a really disgusting ass person, and I ain't got nothing else to say about that. Stormi, she said she ain't had no issue with Mel, but you know, she still don't, but she just wished like she would have spoke up about the tweet and cleared it up real quick. She could have, I admit that, but also she ain't obligated to. Okay, again, but if y'all was friends or whatever, Mel could have cleared it up for a second. It don't take much. Moving on from that, I'm tired of Mel and Martell. I am tired of Mel and Martell, and that's one of the main reasons why I don't want to do this show anymore, because I cannot take another season and sitting here on purpose and watching them go back and forth, whether they are in scenes together or they are in scenes separately, talking about this whole relationship that is over and done with. Okay, Martell needs to let it go. Martell needs to let it go. And Melody, if you need to block everything and everybody associated with him, do so. If y'all need a mediator to drop the kids off and all that stuff, do so. Because I'm so tired of it. Martell, that lady don't want you no more. At the end of the day, you cheated on her and it produced a child. Whether you want to put it out there that Mel possibly cheated, and again, it could have happened. But like she said, and like everybody else been saying, where is the proof? And she claimed that if she did do something, it was in a moment where they were separated and she had no intentions of going back. Okay, that happened. Moving on from that, how many times are we going to get on the show and y'all going to argue about and you get upset and try to shut her down? Oh, no, be quiet. Let me talk. Like, no, we're not going to talk to me like that. And you're very disrespectful to women. And that's another reason why I cannot stand this show for real. Because the way that the men, mostly Martell and Marceau, talk down on their women or talk down on women in general, meaning especially what Martell said to Nell and Chris in that one segment where he said, I don't feel like women should be disrespectful to men or coming at men or whatever. And I'm sitting here like, what? The way he said that was literally like, women ain't supposed to have a voice. If somebody is coming at you or saying something to you, you're supposed to just take it. Okay? You can't come back at a man for this. You can't say nothing back as a rebuttal. You can't defend yourself. That's how it was interpreted in my ears, because that's exactly the same ideology and concept and shit that both of them have been saying throughout this whole series. It's tiring. It's irritating. I cannot stand it. Okay? You have to give respect to get respect. And I was here for the people asking Chris, why is it that you let that man talk to your wife like that? Oh, I just look at them like they, big brother. They're like brother and sister relationship. And, people argue that. So, no, fuck that. And I was here for what Mel said. If that's my friend, I know not to disrespect my friend's husband, my friend's spouse, whatever. And my friend would know not to do that to me. Okay? And I would never do that. And that is some real stuff. That's some real stuff. I don't care if we big brothers, little brothers, big sis, little sis, whatever you want to look at it as. It's a respect factor that is missing. And the respect factor that is missing is Martell has no respect for women. Martell feels as though women should just stay in a quote unquote woman's place, meaning beneath a man. Whatever a man says and does, it goes, and you're supposed to accept it. That is the main reason why he is doing the things that he is doing, and he's been spiraling so much out of control because of the fact that Melody left and did not do what he wanted her to do or thought that she should do as a woman, which is stay and continue to put up with his bull and let him do whatever it is that he wants with whoever he wants. Okay, moving on from that, I'm just so tired of them going back and forth, like arguing at him. She cheated. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. At the end of the day, you produced a baby. Now, it'd have been so, okay, you imagine if Mel actually truly cheated and there was proof by a baby coming into the picture that she got pregnant by another man that she was fucking around with him on. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Dude, can you just imagine how this thing would have changed and how he really would have been psychotic? Meanwhile, we get into this whole situation with Chris and Nell. Listen, I do like their storyline for the most part. I just feel as though they brought them in a little bit too late for me. Okay. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing the Chris and Nell Fletcher show on their own. Okay. Give them their own show. They're more interesting than everybody else on the cast right about now. To me. All right. To me. They talked about the family issues, and I hate the fact that at this point, Nell has said something like, she gets to a point where the kids will say certain things or whatever, and it's like, so I just go ahead and just say, cool, you could do this and just give it back to me when you can. Like when it comes to the money issue, it's like she has to bend to their will so that they can keep the relationship fine or whatever. And I feel like it shouldn't be that way. You should respect your parents enough to know that if I do something and they help me out and they have this thing where they say, this is a loan, or, you need to pay me back this, you need to pay them back. All right. Because they didn't have to do that, and I just think that's a respect thing. And now it's just like, I'm just go ahead and let you go past with it because I'm just want to keep the peace or whatever. Fuck all that. I still feel, regardless of how it is, that boy should have paid him back and shouldn't have had no attitude or whatever. But he is dealing with some mental health issues, the depression and stuff. I do feel Neil was still a little bit cold about that. But in the end, I really don't have a problem with their family makeup. Really, I don't. They did touch on the fact about the cheating situation and how, Nell found out that Chris cheated on her by somebody telling her. And Carlos said, did the other woman tell you? She said, no, bitch, she ain't crazy. What crazy bitch? And I said the same thing. You look at Nell don't look like she can fight. Nell sounds like she can fight, okay? Like, just listen to the raspiness of her voice. Nell sounds like she used to smoke 15 packs of cigarettes back in the day, and she used to carry a switchblade underneath her wig. That's what she sound like, all right? And so I don't play with people like those, okay? Listen, girlfriend, we could be friends, but I'm not finna get on your bad side. Nell look like she could throw down if need be, okay? She gonna do what she gotta do for her man and for herself, because what you're not about to do is embarrass her. But at the same time, they was asking, so how long was it that, y'all were separated? She said they were separated for 18 months, and what brought her back is because she was loved. Love brought her back. And, going in about the whole reason why, that's how come they were trying so hard to get Mel and Martell to get back together, or to at least come to a point where they could see a possibility of them getting back together, because they could see the love. And you saw that on the season when we first saw Nell and Fletcher, and they was talking to them, and Martell and Melody got into it, and Melody threw that glass at him or whatever. Yeah. So that whole thing, and I, thinking about it that way, I understand, but at the same time, they did exhaust all of the options that they had, and it just really wasn't enough for them to get back together, because we do have to understand that for a lot of people, even though some of us may say, you cheat on me, you bring you produce a child in a relationship, it's over, it's done, or whatever. But there are a lot of other people who don't feel that way, or who possibly could have felt that way, but then something happens that brought them back together, and they give it another try, and the relationship actually flourishes, But for some people, That's enough. That's enough. And so it could have been a possibility if Martell, honestly, I just realized, I just feel like if he would have went about this another way, and it would have just stepped out of him being who Martell we've come to know him as, and how he responds to things, there's a big possibility I feel that Melody could have possibly been like, they've been separated for a while and then they got back together. That's what it is, you know. But no, he kept on seeing the girl. The girl kept saying stuff. He kept doing stuff. And so it was just like there was no hope. Okay. And I really feel like he shot himself in the foot with that. The whole masseuse in Texas and all that stuff. He claims that it was a masseuse that came late at night, and we already know that it ain't. I will say that was a cute little segment for the most part. It was funny. But Martell needs to loosen up a little bit. He needs to learn how to joke because they were making jokes, and he was like, "Man, you don't know, you don't need to say that." Because when Maurice was talking about stuff, the lady was climbing against the fence and climbing up the fence and all this stuff. Man, you know that ain't that. I'm like, he joking. You can't tell the joke. And I know he was smirking or whatever, but at the same time, you could tell that Martell was irked bad. I said, "Sir, just take a joke. We know that lady was that up. Do you, and you did her, and that's just what it is." And you know, at the end of the day, honestly, on the one hand, you could say it's disrespectful because it's the thing where you at an event where it's just friends, right? It is just friends, and we're not bringing anybody else into the equation. And you know, you brought this other person there and stuff could have popped off. But at the end of the day, he is a single man, and he really didn't disrupt the whole household. He brought the lady in at night. And if it hadn't been for Maurice snooping around, nobody probably would have known. And if the cameras weren't there, nobody would have known. Okay, so I don't know, but I'm telling you, if Mel would have brought somebody there, he would have been pissed off. He would have been pissed off, and the trip probably would have ended early, you know. But that's that with that whole situation. Martell, get over it. Melody, you know, just if you got to go through the courts, go through the courts, because the going back and forth is just, it's just tiring. And I don't know how y'all sitting through it. I really don't. For another season, I'm not gonna say that I'm not going to watch the season. I'm going to watch at least a couple of first episodes to get a feel for it. But actually reviewing it, I really cannot. I gave up on Sisters, baby. When I told y'all I wasn't finna review the next season of Sisters, girl, I haven't even watched the new season yet. I haven't even watched the new season yet. That's how over some of these shows I am. But again, you know, I probably discussed it on Twitter, but actually getting on the camera and reviewing it, especially if it's going to be sounding the same. Oh no. They found out Chris and Courtney are not cousins. That was a funny little thing. What else went on in this episode? Okay, like wrapping it up. Not Martell, but Marcel, they asked him about the whole pregnancy thing. Do they think that Letitia has to would cheat on her or could cheat on him or whatever? And he said yes. She felt offended. The people was like, "What? You know, you steady? She stood with you all this time. You know, when people had allegations against you and all this stuff." And then another person up in there talk about something. You keep on saying, you know, he cheated and all this. I didn't say that he cheated. Okay, I said that there's no proof. But I said also that I'm not dumb and I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it does come out that Marcel cheated. But at the end of the day, they have been putting out allegations that Marcel is a cheater. Marcel is a cheater since season 1. And we are in season 6 at the very end. And I don't care when this was filmed, Miss Lady. This was at the end of season 6, and they are currently filming season 7. Until this day, there has been no concrete proof that Marcel has cheated to back up whatever allegations or rumors that they have said that they are. Okay? And that is why Letitia is still with her man. And that is her right. I'm not just gonna go off of what somebody else is telling me if I don't have the proof. Because that person could be telling you fucking wrong just to break up your shit. Because they got issues with your partner or they feel some type of way. That's just what it is, all right? So I hope they clear that up for that person, you know? You gotta listen. You gotta be able to comprehend, and you gotta, don't interpret it the way that you want to interpret it. Just listen to the words that actually comes out of a person's mouth, okay? Especially mine, because when I say it, that's what I mean. Moving on from that, also, so she felt offended by that, but he had to clear it up and say, I don't think that she will cheat on me, but do she have the potential to cheat? Yes. Is it a possibility that she can't cheat? Yes. But do I think that she will cheat? No. And I said, you know what? When you clear it up like that, that is correct. Anybody has the potential to cheat. I don't care how ugly, how big, how small, how skinny, how fine, how this, how that. Anybody has the possibility to cheat when they're in a relationship, right? And so it's the fact of your character, whether or not you really do that. And you never can really say never. I will never do this. And you never know that some things can happen. Just like when people say somebody cheat on me, I'm going to leave them. And then you get up into that relationship and then that shit happens and you may or may not leave. You just don't know what you will really do. You could say what you won't do or what you will do, but you just don't know until you get into that type of situation. And hopefully you don't get into that type of situation. We go hope. But also, Marceau, they brought up the whole thing about the expo and how come the Fletchers were so upset about the expo. And, basically they were told, at least Nell said, Letitia had told them that they was going to be in it. Letitia said she had got so distracted and forgot that she had said that they could, but she was also really just focusing on the core 6, okay, the main 6. And then they was like, well, was Stormi part of the core 6? I don't think that she was, but you put her up in there. I said that's a good point. They did have an explanation for that, but at the end of the day, it's still, I feel as though if I don't understand how come they couldn't been a part of it, whether or not you really knew them or not, was friends with them or not, because I'm pretty sure that you had other people who were at the expo and they were not friends with y'all. It was just other businesses. But at the end of the day, when Marceau said that shit about, well, when I met Chris, I had asked, I seen Chris with this cleaning company or something like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, you do cleaning? He was like, yeah, this is my company. It was like, you just started this? No, I've been had this for years. Oh, you been had this for years, so you got a cleaning company and you a realtor. And in hindsight, when I look back on it, I felt it was kind of sexist because he didn't bring up his wife and say his wife had this business as a daycare center for like 20 plus years or whatever and all this stuff. You just kept it focused on you. I said, when he said that, that was really the only moment in this whole part 3 reunion where I was like, I had to rewind to see what the fuck. I said, did I just hear this? And he was serious, okay? Listen, Marceau really thought he did something with that. I don't know if he was serious. I just felt like he just threw that out there, just to throw that out there. And even Carlos had to say, so you calling somebody sexist, that's rich coming from you. I said the main person that want his woman in the house, you got the nerve to say this, and to what Chris said was not sexism, okay? What Chris said, you asked him about his company, so I'm not gonna hold him to say, oh, you should have brought up your wife's company as well. If Marceau would have been asked about his company and what he do, I wouldn't have been mad if he didn't mention his wife and say, well, she works this and she works that, or anybody else. I would have been pissed off about that. That is not sexist, okay? Oh my goodness. Marceau really tried it. Also, this whole situation with Kiki, somebody said like Kiki and Marceau was gaslighted Kiki. I don't give a care about how when Kiki first got on here, they was up in her business, telling her business or whatever. Girl, don't nobody give a shit at this point, because Kiki, you have came on here and practically flip the narrative for them in favor of them. And that's fucked up because we ain't, at least I didn't want to see it that way. I wanted to be 100% on Kiki's side. But after this season, and then after finding out that you cheating on your husband been cheating on you, and all of this stuff, y'all dealing with infidelity problems or whatever, and yet you up here heavily focused on trying to get Tisha to break up with Marcel, even though we know Marcel ain't shit. At the end of the day, it's not affecting you. And I'm going to continue to say that. It's not affecting her. She needs to worry about the shit that's going on in her own household. Okay? That's what she needs to worry about. And the whole Houston trip, she should never came. Okay? You had no real intentions of making up with that girl. You just wanted to so-called apologize or whatever. But you should have just apologized prior to that. And like Nell said, you know, that you should have waited till afterwards. You should never came, okay? I do believe Tisha did bring her onto the show, but at the same time, I do feel like, you know, Kiki probably didn't think that this was going to go the way that it went. And I don't know the true intentions. I do feel bad that these cousins are fighting this way, and that Letitia is saying that, you know, she wants absolutely nothing else to do with her forever. I do not feel, I'm just like Marcel, whether he meant it or not. I do feel like what he said when he said, don't say that, because I feel like y'all can work it out. They've been, and sometimes with this type of situation, it's like, you give a person so many chances, and y'all got this history of going back and forth. You do something to me, I do something to you, and then we get good, and then I do something to you, and then you do something to me, and then we stop talking, and then we get good, and then the whole cycle keep on, it keeps starts over and over and over again. At one point in time, you get tired of it. And Tisha probably saying this because it's on a bigger scale, meaning that y'all doing this on the public, national TV, you know, and she just feels probably like she's humiliated, but Kiki probably feeling humiliated too. But at the end of the day, Kiki, you ain't have to bring yourself on this show, okay? I just feel like Kiki didn't utilize her platform. If you're gonna get on this show, on a reality TV show or whatever, you didn't utilize it in a way that you needed to benefit you. That's how I feel. If you're gonna get on reality TV, make sure you use it so that it can benefit you in the long run. And Kiki did not play the game right. You came on okay, but then it flipped on your ass. It flipped on your ass, you know? And you really, I don't know, like, I want her off the show just for the betterment of herself and her image. Because what y'all probably don't realize is Kiki used to be in academia. She used to be a professor, you know? And I don't want something like this to just mess up her reputation to the point where she can't get anything, or, you know, when her name is mentioned, people bring up the fact that you was on this show and you did this and you did that, and now they gonna know about your drug issues and all this stuff. And you know how judgmental people are, okay? Because the people watching this show, we're all judgmental watching this show, you know? And I don't know. I really wish Kiki would have used this show to, you know, put out her own family and her own stuff. And she was like, I have nothing to hide. I had two things that I was worried about that I put out there. That was the drug issues, and that was the whole situation with her husband cheating. Girl, you really didn't put that out there until the reunion. But okay, here go Marcel. No, because Martell said, is that it? And Marcel was like, hell no. So Marcel is implying that it's something else that's worse than that, and yet you won't put it out there. Don't bring up stuff if you're not finna put it out there. That's messy too. It's messy to put it out there without that person knowledge, like y'all did when she did the whole, when you put out there that she had the drug issue, right? That was messy as hell. It's also messy to bring up something but then want to expound on it. And it's also messy to put their business out when they didn't tell you to. Okay, so Marcel and Tisha, they messy as hell. Kiki, y'all messy as hell. It's just a fucking mess. Y'all just need a break from each other. Okay? And I felt so bad when they brought up the fact that the daughters are best friends. And that's how Kiki and Letitia, I think, started off. Cousins talking to each other all the time. And y'all know, in most households, especially black households, your first cousins are literally your first best friends. That's how it was when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? Those was the ones that I saw all the time. And to this day, like, I really don't have that close connection, which is unfortunate because we just don't have nothing in common. I really don't have that close connection like I had when I was kids because we literally grew up together. We saw each other damn near every day. So that's how come we were like best of friends. But as we got older and went our separate ways, that connection kind of got lost in the sauce, and I just don't deal with that type of stuff that they deal with. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna get me in trouble. Girl, I got crime in my family, so there's that. That can explain a lot. I got crime, I got fraud, I got scammers, I got all of that. I can tell you some stories, okay? And I'm just sitting here, baby. I be sitting here like, how come my cousin, well, one of my cousins is in jail. I'm gonna leave that alone. Because I can tell you some stories, but I'm not going to do that. But the only one I'm actually really close with, that was the one that came yesterday to celebrated my sister's birthday. You know, and she the youngest, and she just had a little baby and all that stuff, and she the only one that really got her life together. But hey, it is what it is. And so to see that this cycle, I don't want that cycle to repeat with their daughters. You know, when the Tisha said that Kiki was blocking the daughter's number or blocking their number so that the kids wouldn't talk, I don't know if I believe it, but if that is happening, that's messed up. Because regardless of what goes on with the parents or the adults, it shouldn't linger down to the kids. And we can say that, but we can, as much as we want to say that it shouldn't linger or affect the kids and involve the kids are not dumb. These kids can see what's going on, or they can feel what's going on. They notice this change and everything. So I hope for the betterment of the kids that they take some time apart, and that Kiki probably get off the show so that they can fix their relationship, because I feel like that's the only way that they're gonna ever be able to fix their relationship to a point where they can be on cordial grounds and not be so contentious every time they see each other. You know what I'm saying? So there's that with that. Stormi cousin don't work with her no more. She was sad about that. What else happened on this show? I feel like that probably was it. Anything else? I don't know. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. I started off liking this show so much because at the end of the day, I really felt like, and it still is, it felt real, and it do feel real still to this day. Just about every reality show has an element of scriptedness to it. And what we have been seeing in recent years, especially now, we've seen a lot of reality shows that are way more scripted than reality. Okay, like it's so obvious. You turn on a TV show, a reality show, whatever, on MTV or VH1, and you could tell that it's scripted. You look at what is it? Help, I'm in love with a secret person. I'm in a secret relationship. That whole show is fake. Tammy Roman show, Caught in the Act, all of it's fake. Okay, because if I can point out that don't happen, and how come this person has been on an MTV reality show, quote unquote, multiple times, that's when I realize stuff is fake, okay? And you getting people from off of reality or influencers and whatever to be on your show, that's how we know it's fake. But when it came to Love and Marriage Huntsville, even with like Love and Hip Hop, we knew that with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and even Miami, there was some essence of it being like, this a little sprinkled in or whatever, but it's mostly reality for the most part. But then in recent years, that's how come some of the membership has fallen off, because we know that it's fake as hell. Okay, but then you get the Love and Marriage Huntsville, which was like a breath of fresh air, because I felt the connection between everybody on this show, whether I liked them or liked them a little bit, disliked some of the stuff that they did, disliked some of their character ways, but the connection that they had with each other, it felt real. The scenarios that they were in, it felt real. The issues that they had and everything that was going on, especially in that first couple of seasons, it felt real. And that's what got me into the show, because even though they had their drama, for the most part, it still was a wholesome black show. and I was here for it. But then it just turned real dark. And when I say dark, I mean like when the stands got into it, part of the reason why I really don't like it too, like it gets to a point where I don't even be on Twitter sometimes and looking at some of the stuff, because like the stands or whatever, or the fans, not even just stands, the fans of the shows and stuff, they just do too much, and it just turned me off from wanting to look at the stuff on the social media or to even want to watch the show. When it gets to something like the Bell Collective, oh girl, that I want to get on here, and I want y'all to know that when I do these shows, I do not want to get up here and want to complain about a show. And I do understand that sometimes it's not going to be always great. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to not complain, because I know that y'all don't want to hear that. And I don't want to come on here angry. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I don't know these people. So why am I getting upset? And I don't want a show to affect me that way. That is the main reason why I did not do the Bell Collective reunion reviews, okay? Because I already knew some of the stuff that went down prior to it being shown. I knew some stuff that went down, and it pissed me off so bad. And just to see some of the clips that was coming on, it pissed me off. And I don't want to give y'all angry stuff. That's not my style. If I'm gonna be pissed off a little bit, I want to be pissed off just slightly, and then for the rest of it, I just want to be kikiing and having y'all laughing and all that stuff, because I'm laughing, and that's just not how it's been sometimes. But y'all, it was a ride. I appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from, and I hope y'all understand why I'm not doing the next season. I feel like the show kind of ran its course a little bit, but at the same time, I will still support it in the ratings or whatever, because it is a black show. I'm just not going to review it, Thank y'all for coming along with the ride and understanding and taking my opinion. And, whether we agree, whether we disagree, I still appreciate the view. I still appreciate the interaction. And I still appreciate the time that you gave me for this show and the understanding that you gave. And I hope to see y'all in further things. And I see y'all later. Peace.